This is a review of a Sania Malhotra film called Mrs. This is a lesson for the men in a patriarchal society, if you're willing to learn. It's about what a woman goes through when she's duty bound to the kitchen and she doesn't have any other existence except for running the kitchen, keeping the house clean, doing chores in the house, looking after children. And the man is the boss, the husband is the boss, woman lives subservient to the men in the family. Mrs. is a 2024 Indian Hindi language film that is a remake of the Malayalam film called The Great Indian Kitchen, released in 2021. Mrs. stars Sania Malhotra and is directed by Aarti Kadav. It tells the story of a newlywed woman who has to live through regressive patriarchal traditions. An educated dancer, Richa, goes through an arranged marriage with all its trappings and decorations to a doctor groom in a very traditional, highly patriarchal family. In just a short time, all the sweetness turns into kitchen duties. And shortly after that, she realizes how orthodox her family and her in-laws are. She is duty bound to the kitchen. She has to be up at 4 a.m. and work in the kitchen, keep the house clean. The kitchen duties involving cleaning filthy utensils, cooking, etc. are done by the women, while the men mostly engage themselves with their mobile phones, reading newspapers, or doing yoga. The family is so extremely patriarchal that the daughter-in-law hands the toothbrush to the father-in-law while he's lounging on the veranda. Well-educated, with aspirations and dreams of becoming a professional dance teacher, she lives in a household where her dreams are completely crushed. She is not allowed to work. The scene in the film is Karwa Chauth, and she is fasting throughout the day. And yet, she is slaving, working hard in the kitchen, cooking the meals plus the snacks for the family. The men can eat as much as they want, but she has to fast. And at the end of the day, she's exhausted, hungry, and she needs to eat. But she gets to hear comments about the food she has cooked. Something like the salt not being enough or something else being a little up or down. That is her situation. The men eat their meals first and leave the place in a mess without a concern of how the women are going to sit and eat. Men's convenience and comfort always is more important than the women. The wife and the daughter-in-law eat after the men have eaten. This is the culture, and this is how proper family should be, is what she is told. In fact, there's a scene where she expresses her thoughts to a friend. Free mein cook aur kaam wali bhi mil gayi. She's getting a cook and a maid in one package for free. A father-in-law does not allow her to find employment, saying that a woman in the house brings prosperity to the family, but does not seem to understand that a working woman brings money, which is prosperity in the family. He just doesn't seem to understand that. When she gets her periods, even though her husband is a doctor, she's shocked to realize that the family's beliefs regarding menstruation are extremely regressive. She's told not to go into the kitchen when she has her periods. The film teaches us about the extreme patriarchal norms in our culture, in our society. And the unfairness thrown on a woman is covered up in a packaging called culture. She's not able to get respect, but she has to show respect and do her duties to all the people in the family. This film is a lesson about how extreme patriarchal families create a disharmony in relationships and families. The women suffer internally and they may not express it. And I'm sure we've seen many such families and many such women going through similar thing. The men are served their meals on the table and women just stand and serve meals. And they eat after the men have finished eating. This film is a message for the men in this country to think And I believe this film should be shown to every man before he gets married. The bride should insist that the groom watches this film and gives his comments to her before she agrees to marry him. I think that's a lesson. What do you think about it? Sania Malhotra, brilliant actress. She reminds me of the great actresses like Shabana Azmi, Rakhi, and Smita Patil. Brilliant actresses of Hindi films. So my hats off to Sania Malhotra. Thank you.